the single most reason why people get low marks in math is the most hated, most feared subject out of all the subjects. Many people get frustrated and they don't understand how to cope up. In this video, I will be explaining about the problems and the solutions on how to succeed in math. So watch this video till the end. Problem number 1 is lack of basic concepts. Lack of basic concepts means, let's say you are in 8th, 9th or 10th grade, and if you're not comfortable with the primary grade math, then you lack the basic knowledge. And in math, it is like building blocks. You need to understand the basics from the start in order to understand the difficult concepts. So you can imagine, like, as a tower, there's blocks here. Let's say the lower blocks are the basic foundation, like addition, subtraction, then we have multiplication, division. Then we move on to higher concepts, fractions, exponents. If you have a weak base, weak foundation, then the whole tower will collapse. So you need to have a strong understanding of the basic concepts right from the start. Like, for example, let's say if you don't know addition, then how will you do multiplication? You need to know addition, then only you can move on to multiplication. Let's say you don't know division, then how will you understand ratio? The second problem is no solving practice. Many students, what they do, they treat math as like any other subject. Math is the only subject where you don't need to memorize anything. If you take any other subject like history, geography, science, you have to memorize a lot of facts. In math, you don't need to memorize. So other subjects can be learned, can be memorized by reading over and over. But in math, many students go through the chapters and they say that the revision is done. But the only way to train yourself is by solving. You have to solve more and more sums. The single most reason why people get low marks in math is lack of understanding. Many students simply memorize the formula and go for the exam. But you have to understand how that formula has come. You have to understand what does the concept mean, how is it useful, why are we learning it. You need to ask these questions to yourself and the teacher. Now let's look at the solutions of each problem. Now the solution for the first one is you have to go back to the basics. Let's say you are in 8th, 9th or 10th and you are struggling with basic division, multiplication, basic calculations. Then you need to go back to the previous grades, like 5th, 6th, study that, do the basics. Only then you will understand the current concepts. Because all the concepts of 9th or 10th are built up from the first grade itself. So it's a tower, which I showed you earlier. It's like a tower and the base should be very strong for the tower to stay high. Next we have no solving practice. Solution for the second one is start with the easy level sums. Pick up a chapter, start with the very basic sums and get used to the concept. When you get the hang of it, then you can slowly increase the level of the sums. And you have to practice more and more until you are perfect. More the practice equal to increase in marks. Third one is lack of understanding. So most of the students, they are stuck in a loop. The loop is, what they do, they are frustrated, do not understand, so what they do, instead of understanding, they just memorize, rote learning. And then what happens? They get less marks. And when they get less marks, they are frustrated again, and then the cycle continues. You need to break out of this cycle. So, put an effort in understanding whatever you learn. You don't need to memorize the formulas. You have to understand them. How did that formula came? If you understand the formula, you don't need to memorize it. So what you can do is, if you just simply stop memorizing, then you can break out of this loop and get good marks. The key is to question everything which you are taught. Ask your teacher, how did this formula come? What is the practical application of this? And why are we learning it? So that would be the best way to understand what you are learning. Otherwise, it will feel very abstract for you. So the third solution is question everything you are taught. So these were the three main problems and solutions which are the reason why students get low marks in maths. So make sure you implement this. All the best.